Hi everyone, welcome back to Be Rich. Yesterday we had a very interesting conversation about the IT companies in India and the IT industries and what we should be doing. Of course, I love the comments reading them. Unfortunately, I can't give feedback to those comments today, but I still have managed to have Anand with me. I wanted to talk about some other interesting news, but I definitely will come and give rebuttal to those comments. Some of them were very interesting in some point of time in the near future. That said, today I have a few things which I wanted to pick Anand's brain on. There are two major things which are happening right now. One, the pharmaceutical industry as a whole, not only in India, globally speaking, after the COVID highs, they've all started slowly petering off and unwinding is going on. Even the weight loss drug bubble has burst, and with the tariff pressures, there's lots of things happening. So, lots of things are breaking into value. Is this breaking into value, or is there something fundamentally changing in the industry? Is one thing which I wanted to ask Anand. And of course, the major news which is breaking is the Japanese market being at an all-time high, which Anand has been saying been a great opportunity for us. If you've been looking at US American stocks and Japanese stocks for the last year or so, you should be seeing a lot of great returns, especially in the Japanese companies like Subaru, which from the time Shashwat spoke is almost up 14-15% in terms of just in yen. Forget the arbitrage of dollars and all that. So let's dive into this and see what Anand has to say about these two things. Yes, Anand.
The pharma companies follow a certain profit model called as the blockbuster model. The blockbuster drugs make a lot of money over a period of time when the patent is alive. But the cost of blockbuster drugs is extremely high. So the maximum patent you can stretch is 10 years. Then everybody comes to it. For those watching in India, let me give you an example.
Hmm.
Novo Nordisk drug, which is now 30,000,
Hmm.
will fall to 3,000 rupees when everybody starts to make it.
Wow,
So there's a 90% fall in price.
massive.
Massive. And this is why stocks keep going up and down. And if you look at Warren Buffett's portfolio, there is no drug company.
No pharma
No,
companies.
because the earnings cannot be predicted over a period of time. You cannot correctly predict what is the profits. You don't know when the blockbuster drug will come and which drug will become blockbuster,
Hmm.
because anytime you find a side reaction,
Hmm.
the drug will be banned
Hmm.
and the product will go off the shelf.
Hmm.
So you will see huge sine waves
Hmm.
in the price of drugs,
Hmm.
drug companies.
Hmm.
If you cannot deal with the volatility of that,
Hmm.
you cannot be in the market. One, two.
Hmm.
And what happens is the cost of research and development is extremely high.
Hmm.
So the amount of money they have to spend, keep spending,
Hmm.
is an extremely high portion of their balance sheet or
Hmm.
cash flow.
Hmm.
So they keep spending the money, and
Hmm.
the returns are like 1 in 100, it's moonshot.
Hmm.
Google is a company which is very famous for moonshots.
Hmm.
But the difference between Google and pharma company is Google forever will make money in many of its sectors.
Hmm.
Like now you have got hold of these Google search engine after it's made money for 20 years.
Hmm.
Still there is no decision. The court is going to give a verdict and then it will be appealed and then it will go on.
Hmm.
We have Trump
Hmm.
to overrule and pardon it if required. So, and then Google makes money on Gmail, Google makes money on finance,
Hmm.
on YouTube, on maps, and several things.
Hmm.
And there, so Google is able to funnel money in long shot bets.
Hmm.
Now, a pharma company is Google without its revenues having to make moonshot bets.
Correct.
Therefore, there will be huge upsurges of profits,
Hmm.
and there will be long periods when there is no big money.
Hmm.
So the stock price will drop 70%.
Hmm.
If you see Novo Nordisk recently, it's dropped.
Correct.
Novo Nordisk has not done anything wrong. They were making huge profits in United States, and they could not make enough of the drug worldwide to sell it worldwide.
Hmm.
Now the patent is going to come to an end.
Hmm.
There is so much demand,
Hmm.
and they are not able to supply. The US FDA, under a vague section, allowed the people to compound it.
Hmm.
That is basically you can make that compound and break the patent because
Correct.
you need the drugs.
Yes.
So it's actually gone off patent in US.
Very true.
And same thing is going to happen to Eli Lilly's Monjaro.
Hmm.
That's why Monjaro dropped 20% yesterday. So the bubble for this drug is burst.
Weight loss is over.
And yeah, and then it's not over.
Hmm.
The biggest market is India
Correct.
and China. But what is going to happen is generics will companies will start manufacturing in India. Now you may ask me why I like Indian
Pharma.
pharma stocks, which I keep accumulating at very cheap prices. Indian pharma companies do not have R&D costs. They have very little R&D cost.
Very true.
Their R&D cost is limited to finding drugs which are very high cost,
Hmm.
which the drug is already discovered. They find a way to make it cheaper. Wait for the patent to expire and launch the drug.
Hmm.
So basically, these are the guys who are making sure
Hmm.
the big pharma guys are not profitable.
Okay.
So they are the
Taking the wind
guys,
out of the sail.
yeah. So they are the guys who take the wind out of the sail. So they bring down the price of Wegovy from 30 to 3,000.
Okay.
These guys will not be spectacularly profitable. They'll be steady profits. They are not going to have blockbuster drugs.
Because they don't invest in R&D.
They don't invest that kind of money in R&D. What they will have some blockbuster runs like Dr. Reddy and Natco is they will get an exclusive access for a drug for 6 months to 1 year or 2 years.
Hmm.
Like Reddy and Natco had Revilment,
Correct.
but Revilment is going completely out of business.
Yes.
So these guys are both latched on to semi-glutide. Now, Natco has got special access to some semi-glutide. So these are guys which will go up and down,
Yo-yo.
yo-yo. So when to pick that yo-yo is up to your turn.
Hmm.
But these kind of companies will keep on. Their job is not to find. And the other advantage for these guys is most of their earnings is in dollars.
Correct.
And because the rupee dollar arbitrage, I am looking at 10 years from now. Natco has to sell the same amount of products and make 30% more only because the dollar is 30% more. So for me, the long-term gain in keeping a small portfolio of
Indian pharma.
Indian pharma
Hmm.
is they are not going to invest in R&D. They are going to sit in pools of cash.
Hmm.
They need not sell in America. They can sell all over the world
Hmm.
and they can sell cheap generics.
Okay.
So we are in the cheap generics market on a dollar arbitrage.
Okay.
Now, if I am an American investor
Hmm.
based in America, like Warren Buffett, why will I take the risk of
All this up and down seesaw.
fund? This is the primary reason. So, if you can, looking at the chart, you think the blockbuster period is over, the market is waiting for the next blockbuster. This is the reason. There were two blockbusters now.
Okay.
One was for COVID, another was for obesity.
Okay. So this gives us a clear clarity on how to separate the, you know, the two herds. One is European and American companies. He's giving a great explanation on that and why these price fluctuations happen and how these cycles work. Then looking at Indian pharmaceutical companies, how these cycles work, which usually don't spend too much on R&D, who piggyback off the work of these companies and manage to leverage that and not make spectacular profits like the original European counterparts, but make enough, especially with the Indian dollar arbitrage, we can see profits. And that is why Indian pharma may be a better bet than European and American pharma, especially if you're an Indian investor. Now pivoting and looking at Japanese stock market, which has reached an all-time high. Semiconductor companies like Advantest and Lasertech, and of course your favorite Toyota, are all up 6-7%, and Toyota is up almost 4%. Is it just pure optimism or the softer yen?
No. Yesterday, the Trump, when they signed the Japanese deal,
Hmm.
everybody thought it was on top of existing tariff, this 15% will come.
Hmm.
Now, what they are working on a deal is wherever it is 15%,
Already 15.
from above 15, no tariff change.
Okay.
If it's wherever it's below 15, it will be only 15. It's not X plus 15, it is 0 plus 15. So the tariff is lower than what they thought. So Japan is off the hook, clean. And so Japanese stocks are really doing well. Toyota, which said they will lose a lot of profits, is now saying no, we are there. So
But then, how does this make sense for the American automobile industry? I mean, places like
Basit,
Michigan.
you don't worry about sense and all this.
Huh.
You ask me why we bought Japanese stock,
I
and we have
agree.
not. Why we have not? I have not bought Detroit.
Yeah, I agree.
I bought
But
Tokyo.
yeah, you
That's
bought
all.
Honda and Toyota, and I mean, this is spectacular news, and that's why it makes complete sense for the rallying which we were
Yeah,
seeing in
yeah.
Nikkei.
I bought Honda very cheap. I bought Toyota very cheap. That's all ever matters to me. So if you want to understand how to do this, kindly message Vinod on Instagram. We do it. But yet again, I'll tell you, if you cannot do $700 a month, don't try this.
Yeah, because you will not see, especially if you're investing out of India, you will not see the kind of numbers which we are looking at. Because the simple reason, the cost of moving the funds out of India and the dollar exchange, everything put together, the fees attached to it, it just doesn't make sense.
Anyway, if you start small, I started small, Vinod started small. So you will get your turn. Start investing small a day.
Correct. As Charlie Munger always said, these kind of situations in market come plenty in one's lifetime. 4 to 5 times you see these opportunities. So if you do miss this one because you were not ready, don't worry. Another one will come around. No one could predict COVID. No one could predict Trump and his tariff tantrums. So do hang in there. Don't lose heart. Keep investing. Start small. Start today. Keep plugging away slow, and then you'll be in a position to get into a place where you're comfortable enough to invest $500 $600 a month into American and Japanese stocks. So don't worry about these things. These Japanese companies Anand has been looking at, some of them are 1,000 years old. So don't worry. This is what my advice would be. Keep it in Tiffin Coffee range as always, as I say. Thanks for watching the video as always. Thanks for supporting and thanks for love and affection which you keep pouring at us in the comments especially. I'm really loving some of these comments, articulating very well. Your thought process seems to be really there. So thanks for that. And I do encourage you to do that again for this video. And I will definitely, like I said in the beginning, come back and discuss your comments on a later video when I'm by myself. Thank you for watching Be Rich today evening. Nothing else more to say than good evening.
Thank you for watching Be Rich. And thanks once again for supporting my channel.